Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Bum, bum, ba, bum. Hey there, friendlies. How's up? I hope the sound is good. Welcome to the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream where we talk about bevies, we talk about blades, forgot my beer, and we do sometimes talk about bushcraft. Tonight, if everybody can hear me, we're going to talk about sort of outdoorsy related stuff, but of course that's not all. I have 3 things I want to talk about. One, spring is kind of in the air. We yesterday, I believe it was, we got this massive dump of snow, but then by that was like the wee hours into the morning, and then it all just sort of disappeared. And today it was sunny and the ground was excuse me, dry aside from some mounds of snow here and there. Felt like spring might be thinking about flirting with the idea of coming around the corner, which reminded me that I think I'm a little late on getting the garden started, or at least starting seeding and stuff. So I thought maybe we could talk about that. I don't know what I'm looking for. Also, does anyone have any springtime outdoorsy plans? Anyone got any summertime outdoorsy plans that they're already hard at work on? And I would discuss briefly the fact that St. Patrick's Day is next week and what that means for a guy in the kind of band that I'm in. Some of you know the story. You've been watching or hanging with me during previous, what I like to call the St. Patrick's Week slaughter. This year, it's all stuck together. Like it's not spaced out over a week or anything, which is nice. However, I have taken next Monday off because we are sick every single time after we're done. We being my bandmates and I. Before we do that, I just want to do the usual housekeeping, which is the part where I say, if you're watching us, time shifted to tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, sometime in the future, sometime when this is just a documentation of a historical time, then thank you. I'm glad to know that your eyes are on the content, that sometimes you'll drop a little comment down below, even though it's too late to participate in the side chat. Well, that does warm the cockles of my heart in a big, big way. And if at any point tonight you love what's happening, I invite you to drop me a smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you really hate what's going on, that's okay. You can drop me a frowny thumb, and if you really hate it, then don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you on your way out. And if you'd like to take a more active role in keeping the lights on around here, then I invite you to investigate the join button in the doobly-doo down below the video window. There you will see, excuse me, man, that's enough of that. 2 tiers of membership, as well as what each tier gets you for your hard-earned money. Let's see who's hanging with me. Let's check it out. Let's say hi to those who've already said hi. Some of you probably popped in early. I was late setting tonight up. So, and the title is really long. So if you guys don't see the entire title on your screen, it's the 12 March BB&B Live, Garden Planning, Summer Planning, and St. Patrick's Day. So popping in nice and early is Destiny Fitzgerald at 7:32 with what? There's a live tonight? Okay, then. It is Tuesday, Destiny. Why you gotta be hurting me like that? Why you gotta be hating? It's Tuesday, man. We got Off-Grid Recon in the house, popping in, waving, hopefully hitting that thumbs up. We got Jim in the house. How's it going, Mr. Raven? Sort of gently chiding Destiny. I think maybe Destiny is commenting on the fact that I set this live up so late. I spent the entire day in a hurricane of tech support problems at work. So, anyway, we're not going to deal with it right now. We're just going to move right along. At 8:37, Country Boy. Everyone got here before me tonight. Well, I did not get here before you. Jim is surprised that Chris isn't the first to comment, as am I. He popped me a question earlier about whiskey. So I have a bottle to show him. I'm not going to open it, but I do have a bottle to show him if he does pop in. He's down in Kentucky tonight. Yeah, Country Boy says that Chris hasn't been here in a couple of weeks. That's true. By the way, Country Boy is a channel hero, as you can tell by that little logo next to his name. We got Kristen, who is also a channel hero, saying hi to everybody. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. There's Canadian peeking in, waving. How's it going, Mr. Canadian? Man, those sinuses are really bugging me. Just going to skip. There's Grace Martin. It's filling up quick in here tonight. How's it going, Grace? Nice to see your name in my side chat. We got Russell in the house. Russell is also a channel hero, as you can tell by the little tiny logo. Excuse me. Oh, come on. Country Boy has put away the leatherwork for the evening, so he'll be present tonight. Country Boy showed me a picture of some really cool stuff he's working on right now. We got David Evans, who is also a channel hero. It's weird, in StreamYard, like they're using a different blue than they used to, or something. I don't know. Something looks different on the namings. On the namings? What? On the names? Canadian has a new tent, and it's almost nice enough to seal the seams soon. Yeah. The weather's getting nice. I see Canadian is also hinting at the subject matter for tonight. I did mention that David Evans is not only a channel hero, but he's also a channel mod. So be polite, or he's gonna drop the hammer on y'all. Drop the hammer. I should have a hammer on my desk, just for the add a little theatrics to that little statement. It's like the only time it'll be visible every single week. He'll drop the hammer. Oh, and smash my freaking keyboard. Let's not do it like that. Let's not do that. Everyone's just saying hi to each other. I'm probably a little late. Yeah, this is 8:59, and we're currently at 21:09. So I'm 10 minutes late. It's okay. I can catch up because everyone's just sort of saying hi to each other, so I can skip across that. I'm just making sure I'm not skipping any names. Canadian wants to have a coffee with David when David is at the Ottawa Cabela's in April. Going to go get a new Mossberg, which we won't talk about, but offline, I wouldn't mind hearing about it. Destiny says Jess's new album song titles: 1, It's Seminole; 2, Hit the Bush; 3, Piss on a Biscuit; 4, Party Like It's $14.99; 5, It's Organical, and I do it with David on the song Borangio. Destiny, do you remember what the context was when I said Party Like It's $14.99? I don't remember why I said that. Country Boy says that spring is definitely here on the wet coast. I can well agree. I mean, I can well believe that. Apparently warm cockles are good. I think that warm cockles are good as well. I agree. David says, please warm Jess's cockles. I kind of get the feeling that you guys are going a little AWOL on the context. Destiny says, there's a hole in my knowledge and I want aluminium like I want botulism. Our songs that will be on the next album. Okay, good to know. Nice to know that we're putting the song titles together. Now all we have to do is, write song. Hike with Mike in the house. How's it going, Mike? Nice to see you. And Destiny says, and how does one warm Jessel's cockles? By hitting the thumbs up, Destiny. Just once. You don't have to do it twice. If you do it twice, then that's counterproductive. So everyone's saying hi to Mike. Canadian is blowing it. Hey, Mime. I'm going to call him Mime from now on. Just kidding. And then, and then he corrects himself, Mike even. Country Boy says that seeds are getting prepped this weekend and the garden will be turned and fertilized. Man, if this wasn't St. Patrick's weekend, I would probably try to do something similar. But like I'm doing the usual 5 hours or whatever it is on Friday and Saturday. But Sunday we start rocking at like 1:32-ish p.m. and we stop rocking at 1:32-ish a.m. So not this weekend. No freaking way. Absolutely not. Hey, there's Ian the Web Lord popping in with an evening all. He is a channel hero. Mark Davidson, by the way, hi. Channel hero. Who's in Kentucky other than me? Peanut Trucker is in Kentucky tonight. Oh, he pinged me from the road. Asked if I'd ever had any Kentucky whiskey, and I showed him that I do have. I've had a couple, but here's a bottle that I'm quite excited to have because it's a bit of a unicorn up where I live. My wife, when she went down to New York with my kids for spring March break, I bought them tickets to the Lion King, so she brought me home 2 bottles of whiskey. So there's this one, which is what I wanted to show Peanut Trucker, but I don't think he's with us tonight. I mean, no pressure. He's on the road, probably still driving. And then this in front of the face. So that's a 5-year New York bourbon. New York straight bourbon whiskey, 5-year. Barrel aging American whiskey, bourbon, for instance, it can be a bit of a wild card because the barrels are virgin, right? Whereas with Scotch, they use bourbon barrels, so barrels that have already had bourbon or sherry or whatever in them, so you can age them for a long time before they get over oaked. With bourbon, they're going into virgin barrels, so you can oak the crap out of a whiskey really fast, which is why you very rarely see like a 12-year or a 20-year kind of bourbon. I mean, there's some pappies, but I don't know how they're doing it because legally bourbon has to go into brand new oak. So I don't know how they're keeping that from getting all messy. And I cannot afford a bottle of Pappy to let you know how it tastes. Anyway. Okay, everyone just saying hi to each other again. We got, look at what Al did. He gifted 50 memberships, but there's only 20 people here. It's okay. As more people inevitably come on in, we will see people get some memberships. David said Al is in the house. He sure is. Canadian is saying hi. Man, I think maybe Al just dropped some memberships and left. Al, what the heck, man? Shawnee is in the house. Nice to see you. I think did Shawnee just hold on a second. Does it say who received memberships? Just let me pop up a little bit. Here's the thing. StreamYard doesn't tell me. So I'm going to look at the YouTubes. Okay, so who got a membership? Whoa, so many. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, hold on. So Grace Martin. Nice, congratulations, Grace. Darth Vader. Hey, Darth Vader. Oh, look at this. Okay, it's not a Darth Vader shirt, but it's on the right side of the fight. Am I right? So Lord Vader got a membership, which is nice. Shawnee, nice. Long's Quest, Steve Cousins. Congratulations, Mr. Steve. Nice to have you around. Getting all membered up. Kelly Flynn getting all membered up. Nice. Marcus. Hey, Marcus, how's it going? I haven't spoken to you in a long time. We should talk. We should talk lanterns one of these days soon. Scott, I should be wearing my glasses. Scott Kabitska, congratulations on the membership. Man, Al dropped 50. Hey, there's Charles and Annie. How's it going? Peanut Trucker's wife, Jennifer. Nice to see you, Jennifer. I wonder, how are you doing tonight? Lone Ranger. Now, there's a kick-ass username. I used to watch Lone Ranger on occasion when I was a youngin'. Lipstick Lodge. How's it going, Linda? Nice to see you. D Professors Critters. Well, welcome to the stream, D Professors. I don't think I've ever spoken to you before. Faded Goat. Have we spoken before? Maybe not. But congratulations on your membership. And David's like, Al is in the house. Yeah. Natty Bulk. Congrats on your membership. Eddie. John Malarkey. That's a great name, John. I don't know if I've spoken to you before. Dimensional Horse. It's another good one. 30 pack was gifted a membership. Nice. Hugh Jessel. Sorry, Hugh. I don't know how to pronounce that. Lactinum. That's a good name. Plague Runner. That's an amazing name. Hank PNS. Trudy. Hey, Trudy, how's it going? Rebel with an O is here. How's it going, Rebel? Natasha. Welcome to this. She's a blue. Welcome to this. And Carol. How's it going, Carol? Carol, you're on there twice. What's going on with that? Kelly Simmons. Christy Grounds is in the house. How's it going, Christy? Nana received a membership. Just want to make sure that's not like an emergency call or anything like that. Okay. I shall ignore the call. So yeah, that's a pretty epic drive by from Al. Yeah, exactly. Al with the hit and run, exactly. So lots of lurkers. That's okay. If you're listening and you're not commenting that's fine. You know, spending your time with me is just good enough for me. I mean, how often am I just lurking at at Books Fest or whatever? Actually, I try to comment, but I do spend most of Books Fest just sort of lurking. To Peanut Trucker's wife, Jennifer, I wanted to show Chris this bottle because I showed him the the tube because he's in Kentucky and this is a Kentucky bourbon, but I haven't actually seen the bottle yet, so I wanted to show it to him. So if you speak to him, tell him that at 9:20, if he wants to watch back, there we go, because he thought it was kind of a weird looking package design, and it is kind of weird looking, but it's like really sort of previous generation, right? There's Colonel E.H. Taylor himself. There's a picture of the distillery back in the day. Beautiful thing about bourbon, okay? Look, I'm more of a Scotch guy, but a beautiful thing about bourbon is you're not allowed to color it, if I remember correctly. So that's the natural color of this. That's what it looks like. There's no caramel coloring in there. Oh my land, my face is upside down in that bottle. Anyways, so I wanted to show him this bottle. So if you see him, if you speak to him a little later, tell him that at 9:20, I showed off the bottle that I had shown him the tube of. So while I'm sort of going through and saying hi to everyone who's hanging with us, I do want to know what you guys are doing what are you doing for your garden? Do you have any camping or bushcraft or paddling related trips coming up? And if I remember, I'll tell you guys all about what my expectations are for the St. Patrick's weekend slaughter. If I remember, somebody remember me? What? Somebody remind me, or I'm not gonna. David says I'm gonna be on a cruise for St. Patrick's Day. Oh, is that like an Alaskan cruise or a Caribbean cruise? For Shawnee's garden, she's got the onions, celery, peppers, broccoli, cabbage, kohlrabi, pak choi, tatsoi. I don't know what that is. Chemise, Chijimisa. Don't know what that is. Swiss chard, kale, collards, on all that started. Okay, so you're starting them off in like the little seedling plantery things. That's good. Yeah, we haven't started anything. It's embarrassing. Hey, there's Marcus. I welcome to the show. And I think I said earlier that we should probably chat about lanterns or something at some point soon. Country Boy asked an interesting question: is small batch a gimmick or reality? Yes. In a lot of realities, in a lot of oh god, it almost means nothing. Technically, what it means is, you're building little, you're just making little small batches of the whiskey, but depending on the size of the distillery, a small batch can be like 20,000 bottles. So it's one of those terms that I don't really. Whatever, small batch, no idea. But like for bourbon, words like bottled in, come on, like this one says straight. That means there's law around like age statements when it's straight. Bottled in bond, is this a bonded? I think that, yeah, bottled in bond. That there's a whole legality around what kind of there we go. That's better. Around the warehouse and stuff like that. There's another. I'm not sure if there's a ABV or a proof element to that. But like small batch, you don't know. With some distilleries, it really is like a small batch, few barrels kind of thing. And in some distilleries, because they're so huge, a small batch can be like 20,000 bottles worth, because they make 200,000 bottles worth of juice in a year kind of thing, So no, I wouldn't put any stock in a small batch statement. Statements that do mean something are age statements on American whiskeys, bottled in bond, straight bourbon, straight. I think there's a straight rye as well. Stuff like that. Yeah, that means stuff. Meh. Single barrel, single cask. Those are something, because it means that instead of taking like 20 barrels or whatever, blending them up for like the flavor and visual profile you're looking for, it's like this barrel gets poured into these bottles, and very often a single barrel will be cask strength. Not all the time, but very often. What cask strength means is they take the whiskey from the barrel, put it in the bottles, ship it out the door. Whereas most whiskeys are taken out of the barrels, diluted down to like 40, 43%, 50%, whatever, and then shipped out. I don't buy 40% whiskey. I don't. And some very expensive whiskey comes at 40%. The number of 40% bottles I have bought in the past few years is, I can probably count them on one hand. I'm happiest above 45%. I did a TikTok once about like what ABV means, and 40% is like bare minimum work for my money. 43% is like, well, at least I'm not 40, around 45%, 46. That sort of, it gets better. And then cask strength can be either absolutely exhilarating, or it can just be punching the crap out of you. So part of the fun is finding out what that bottle is going to do to you. Speaking of cask strength, for my whiskey tonight, I'm bottling down probably, I believe this is batch 2 of the Alberta Premium cask strength rye. Please note, 66% alcohol by volume. No idea what that is in proof, because proof sucks. This is 100% rye. This is also pretty much the only Alberta Premium I will buy. The bottle looks terrible. It looks like it should be made of plastic, but it's not. But the juice inside the cask strength is phenomenal. I cannot afford a bottle of batch 1 because the auctioneers and the speculators have ruined it. Destiny says, happy Tuesday live to Marcus. And she says, how are the puppies? I'm just skipping on down. Shawnee says, today I planted some old mixed peas outside to take a risk. I normally don't plant peas outside until April 15th. If these die, I'll just plant the peas I actually want in a month. Oh, okay. So when you said old mixed peas, it's like peas you've had for a while. I thought like old mixed was like some kind of like heirloom varietal or something. Everyone's asking where David is. Oh, you're going to the Panama Canal. Nice. A man, a plan, the canal, Panama. Marcus's puppies are growing fast as they tend to do. Grace said, looks like everyone in the chat got a membership, even if they already had one. Well, the thing is, some people's memberships just lapse, right? Especially if they had been gifted a membership like a month or two ago and didn't renew. Not judging, by the way. I'm just saying that, like, so it's someone who you may have seen a member icon on before at one point, and it disappeared, and then they got it again. There's all kinds of weirdness around memberships. Like, I'm not eligible for a gift member. Yeah, that's exactly how I meant for that to go down. Let me try that again. I'm not eligible for gift memberships because my my alias is not my name. It's not a personal account. It's a whatever personality account or a whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a brand. Essentially, it's a brand name account, a brand account. I knew I would get it out if I just kept on trying to say it. But yeah, it's nice to see so many people getting memberships, which means I should probably do a members only video pretty damn soon. Jay Garcia, how's it going? How you doing tonight? Might be just lurking, might have me on in the background, you know. I didn't count how many membership, like how many people had gotten them. Just taking a look here. David says he's on a 10-day trip to the Panama Canal with a few ports of call. That sounds great. Jay Garcia just poured a drink of Havana Club 7-Year. I have Havana Club 7-Year upstairs. It's a fine drink. It is a fine drink. I have some really cool rums. We went to Jamaica last summer, I think, and came home with like a bunch of rum creams. I bought something. What the hell did I buy? I bought a bottle of Johnny Walker Island Green, which Al just loves. If he was here, he'd probably be like, oh. And something else. A cognac? No. A sherry? No. Something else. But I didn't pick up any rum. Like, what? Jesse? Come on, man. But I got some cool rums. I got a bottle of Pusser's rum. Pussers? Navy talk for Purser's rum. Which is good for a very specific cocktail, name of which is escaping right now because, hey, I'm tired. Marcus says to David, doing good, looking forward to retirement, only 11 years to go. A little more than that for me, but not by much. I don't even know if I can retire. The thing is, I spent 20 years as a freelancer and not putting money away for retirement because, when things are really good as a freelancer, you're making up for the really lean time and catching up on bills and stuff. So I don't think I can retire. Not unless I miraculously make YouTube my full-time job, which would be great, but not going to happen with the way I'm doing YouTube right now. Shawnee has huge plans for this gardening year, growing specific varieties of cabbages, carrots, peas for spring, and a new round for fall. Specific peppers to smoke and dry. I would like to successfully grow like some habaneros and stuff. Habaneros, not habaneros. What? That's not how you say that, Jess. Come on. Some habaneros and stuff like that. Maybe some poblanos. I do like me some hot peppers. And I thought that hot peppers would be squirrel proof because if you put cayenne pepper in your birdseed, them squirrels ain't going near it. And apparently they hate hot, like they hate heat. But something was eating my peppers. Like the green ones, the sweet peppers, but also my hot peppers. Like, leave the jalapenos alone. David says to Shawnee, for sure, I'm working hard to lose weight, so the plan is not to overeat on the cruise. I do not have a lot of confidence in my plan. I would have a hard time too. Absolutely. Kristen is asking, will you be drinking that tonight? I guess she's talking to me. What I'm going to have tonight is the Alberta Premium. Because, I mean, here's the thing about spirits, guys. Below the label, or like if it's a really low label, but like down at this part of the bottle, finish it. Because it's going to oxidize so fast that you're going to lose all the power of the beverage very, very quickly. I don't have to pour this early because, I mean, there's no age statement on it. So it's probably a 3-year, which is the legal minimum. No legal minimum for bourbon unless it's straight. Country boy. Always wanted to try real bourbon. What's a medium price quality bottle? Okay, so here's the thing. Get a pencil. I think your best bang for the buck bottles are going to be Woodford Reserve. There's a Woodford Reserve double oaked, which is substantially more expensive, and you don't need it. Just your straight Woodford Reserve is delish. It's one that I always have, although right now I don't have. If you're gonna go, if you want to do the wild turkey thing, get the 101. Apparently, there's a rare. No, I know there's a rare breed. I've never tried it, but apparently it's also much higher quality. The regular wild turkey I wouldn't touch. Controversially, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof, the only Jack Daniel's I will touch. It's great. It's delish. Why is that controversial? Because many people in the States say that Jack Daniel's is not bourbon, it's Tennessee whiskey. But legally speaking, when I say legally, there are rules that govern whiskey. The United States has rules. Scotland has rules. Canada has rules. Japan finally has rules. And Tennessee whiskey is just a sub-categorization of bourbon. On my whiskey channel, I call it bourbon all the time just to hear the thunder of keyboards pounding. But no matter how you call it, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about American whiskey, and of the Jack Daniels, the old number 7 is garbage, but the barrel proof is great. Some people are way into Knob Creek. It's finally got an age statement again. It's a 9-year. I need to try it again now that it's got an age statement again. I've really tried with Knob Creek and I haven't come to love it, but I will try it again. Because if they're adding an age statement now, it means that they've finally got enough whiskey to age to 9 years, which might make a difference. Shawnee says, I want to make kimchi. Lacto ferment Corbeil tomatoes, fermented pickles instead of using vinegar brine. My buddy Robin, who you guys have seen in the side chat before, he makes kimchi all the time. And apparently it's great stuff. It's very good for you, that's for sure. I like kimchi. I don't eat it nearly as much as I'd like to, but I do like that stuff. Christy says, going out on the water this July, an Alaskan cruise. I have yet to see the North. I would love to see Alaska, the Yukon, Northwest Territories, Nunavut, Iceland, Sweden, Norway. David says, I'm going to grow some MJ plants and kick them off the dock into the lake. What a great idea. Marcus, I hear it's therapeutic. Shawnee says, I know what to do. Okay, don't eat carbs. Just eat lots of fish and steak. Pizza on Fridays. Always get dessert. Boom. You done cruises before, right? For me, the reason why I would be afraid of a cruise is because, like, at a place like a Club Med or whatever, what I've only been to these places twice, but what I do is in the morning, I walk out into the water until it's up to about here. And then I walk the entire length of the beach, front and back, for like a good hour. It's a trick I got from the old fogies in Penticton, because Penticton is a city that's literally between two lakes. There's Skaha Lake and there's Okanagan Lake. And there's a whole community of oldsters who that's what they do to do their morning workout. They walk out into these frigid freaking lakes and just walk like up until about yay and just walk back and forth, because what's happening is you're walking, which is excellent exercise, but you're walking through water. There's a lot of resistance there. And so that's what I did both times. And I did the Aquafit just to make up for the fact that food and drink were free. And I was like, I'm not coming home 10 pounds heavier than I left, right? Shawnee saith, I want to juice the garden more this year. Growing variety is just for that. I want to grill more of the harvest this year, like the white scallop patty pan squash, those blood beet, cabbage, greens. I like patty pans. I like squash, though. I really like squash. It's one of my favorites. Squash, corn, and beans, the three sisters, make for an excellent mealtime. Speaking of which, tonight I made pork chops with mashed potatoes, beets, and parsnips, and a side of fried up onions and peppers, done in the jus from the pork chops. I did a great job. Last night I did ribs, baby potatoes, and the choux de Bruxelles, Brussels sprouts, and I made an apple crisp for dessert. And there weren't nothing left over for today, so I think that was a success. Let me just take a look here. People talking to each other about visiting and stuff. There is Mr. Serge. How's it going? Mr. 8 Acres. Hey, Jess King in the house. How's it in Hokkaido tonight? Or today, I guess, for you. How's the weather? We got a massive snow dump yesterday, way early in the morning, and then it was all gone by the afternoon, which was nice. Serge asked an important question. He gave me a thumbs up. Who hasn't? Who has not yet thumb upped? Thumb upped? I must reload the YouTube page. We currently got, it doesn't tell me how many people, 26 people watching and 16 thumbs ups. How come you guys got to be hating? Why you got to be hurting my feelings like that? You know? What's up with that? What's the survival kit needed for a cruise? Oh, I almost accidentally gave Shawnee a timeout. What's the survival kit needed for a cruise? Pepto, Imodium, antacid. What's that stuff that they're marketing on like a lot of whiskey channels now? It's like it's a powder you mix into water and you drink it before you go a little overboard, so that you don't wake up feeling like hell the next day. Yeah, I saw that Carol got memberships with 2 different accounts. I saw that. Longest Quest, how's it going, Skip? How you doing? Destiny says we need a Wembers only video. A Wembers only video involving lanterns. Just saying. Well, I think I gotta plan something with like Marcus and David to talk lanterns. I think that would be a great pastime. It ain't gonna be before the St. Patrick's weekend slaughter though. So shark repellent. Destiny, if you're in a case where you have to worry about sharks on a cruise, you've fallen overboard and they're not coming back for you. Mark just got an ad. Wait, no, he got an ad at 9:32. Yeah, I forgot to. Yeah, Country Boy says, let's win the lottery. I have no chance of retiring either. I'll die on the job. Yeah, okay, I'll buy a ticket. You buy a ticket, and we'll rip the tickets in half and send each other a half. Okay. Apparently, the John Peanut comedic sketch about surviving a cruise ship accident in the Caribbean is hilarious. I will bear that in mind and to look it up later. Chani's going to be smoking peppers to dry for sure. Poblanos, yeah. Hungarian hot wax. Ajvarsky, Leut shower, paprika. Perhaps I'll try fermenting a hot sauce with some sugar, rush peach. I've made a hot. Okay, I've made a hot sauce a couple of times using habaneros. One I did with like habanero and like mango and a whole bunch of stuff. The other was like just straight up peppers and I think vinegar or whatever. Man, I do love a hot sauce, but I like a hot sauce with a lot of flavor, not just one that's all like punch and scratch, you know? Marcus says, well, damn, I better go drink all my liquor so it doesn't oxidize. Yeah, look, if you got stuff down here, the flavor's going to disappear on you within months, you know? So if you've had something like this for a year or two, just throw it. It's not going to be enjoyable. Okay. Mark Davidson said the Woodfords, yes. 1792. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. I keep almost picking it up. But I haven't. I have a bottle of Buffalo Trace that I have not yet opened. Apparently City Girl loves kimchi as well. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. She's a bit of a foodie, I think. I get the feeling she's a bit of a foodie. Mark Johns, how's it going? Looking forward to St. Paddy's Day, heading to the Outdoor Adventure Show in Montreal on Saturday. Jeez, I wish I was going. The timing is bad, though. I can't go. Which is too bad, because when I found out that there was one in Montreal, I was excited. Mark, if they have it next year, and it's not like on St. Patrick's weekend, and you go, I'll go too, and we'll meet up and maybe do a little vlog style video, or maybe not, maybe just sort of go. Ever tried Haku Mizunara whiskey barrel aged shoyu soy sauce? Do you get fancy with the soy sauces? I do not get fancy with the soy sauces. I have a massive issue with sodium, so I can't play in that kind of can't play on that field, unfortunately. But I'll tell you something. I have a Mizunara whiskey sitting back that I have not yet opened. The thing with Mizunara whiskey is, so Mizunara is Japanese oak. To have a Mizunara whiskey where the oak is carrying part of the show on the flavor is very expensive, because to make oak staves, it's a very splintery, very kind of knotty, kind of curvy wood, tangly wood. So to get barrel staves, you need a tree that's like 200 years old. If you have a Mizunara, and the flavoring is distinct but not as strong as like an American oak, right, where you get all those vanilla notes, or European oak where you get all that sort of big fruity spice kind of thing. But for the oak to start carrying the show the way it does really fast with American oak or European or whatever, it's got to be aged a lot longer. So my Mizunara is only about, I think it's a 10-year. So I'm not expecting it to be very noticeable. I mean, it will be noticeable because it's not going to have the usual American oak vanilla notes. It's not going to have the usual European oak, hot spice kind of thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to opening it. I have so many open bottles because I have to open them as part of a video making process. There's a bunch of bottles that I still have to do my shoulder pours on. What's going on? David, this says that this will be their 4th cruise in 20 years, 2nd Caribbean. Wow. Carol, how's it going? How you doing? Russell says the last cruise he went on, he came back later and with more money than he went with. That's pretty cool. Just taking a look. Christy says, I just realized you did not pour a beverage. No, I forgot my beverage. Here's my empty glass. But I don't care. I don't need it. I've got a whiskey for in about 13 minutes. And I've been drinking tea and I got water. I always have like beer, tea, water, whiskey on the desk. So tonight I only have tea, water, and whiskey. Apparently I got 21 thumbs up. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. I'm pretty happy about that. Shawnee's brewing some mead. Made a ginger bug for wild yeast started. Nice. Clover basswood honey. 1 batch is chamomile, cranberry, cinnamon. 2nd batch is chamomile, raisin, and vanilla bean. That sounds amazing. I would love to try making mead. Maybe I should do something like that as part of my summer plan. So a couple of people have told me about their gardening plans for this year, but anyone got any camping happening? Anyone got any outdoorsy stuff going down? Oh, I've caught up. Nope, I haven't. Upgrade Recon is in Southern California tonight. How's the weather in Southern California tonight? Yeah. Off-grid recon is working. Shawnee says the kids have requested more tent camping and to see a cave. I think we went to see a cave several years ago when we were at near Tobermory on the Bruce Peninsula. It's about 18 degrees. That's not bad. That's 18 degrees Celsius, I imagine, because 18 Fahrenheit would probably have many people huddling in their homes. Oh, husband bought a new van, so doing van events this summer. Okay. Dave from up north of 60, they do the van life thing every summer. Yeah, 18 degrees C. That's a pretty good temperature. I like it. Tea's finished. So, for me, I'm not sure what my summer is going to be yet. I mean, aside from the usual musical adventure out west. Off-grid's going to walk the beach in about an hour. Yep, I totally support that plan. Absolutely. I haven't walked a beach in years. Absolutely years. What, yeah, I wonder if I can just get, like, at least a weekend camping in. Because, like, the kids are in summer camps for like a month or whatever, and then I'm out west probably for about 10 days, give or take. Like, it's hard to sort of plan for a week of camping with all that stuff happening. Russell's asking if there's a TV playing. No, that's the wife and the eldest daughter upstairs. They're having supper and getting her snacks together and stuff. And Camilla's giving the missus a rundown of her day. Oh, Camille just switched to English, so I think she's getting she's telling something that's agitating her. No, back to French. Whoop, back to English. That is the most Montreal conversation happening upstairs. An 86 Chevy G10, 3 on the floor. That is a classic. I don't mean classic in the way a 57 Chevy is, but I mean that's an old school van. Yeah, it's the eldest daughter and the missus. 2151. You know what? I'm going to pour this whiskey just so I can smell it while I'm waiting for the 10 o'clock free for all. How many of you guys like rye, by the way? I don't mean like a high rye mash bill bourbon. I mean, how many of you like 100% rye? The whole green herbaceous magic of it. It's got a nice sweetness to it as well, but it's very grainy. I find rye is. Yeah, I'd like to get at least a weekend's camping in. Marcus says it's serious when the Fringlish is spoken. Yeah, exactly. I like to call it the Montreal throat disease. Although in New Brunswick, man, they do a Fringlish like you wouldn't believe. It's called shack. Because it's a lot faster. They speak a lot faster than Quebecers do. Oop, it's not 10 o'clock yet. So yeah, St. Patrick's. Hold on a second. Off Good Recon has like maybe 1 or 2 beer a month. That's legit. That's probably a healthier choice than me having a beer and a whiskey every Tuesday. Grace doesn't. She's never had rye. Serge says we don't have plans yet, but we're thinking of getting our hands on a used Tante Roulette, a camper. Yeah, the pop up thing, right? The camping trailer. We used to have one of those when I was a kid. We'd go camping using that all the time. I have some good memories. I don't have a lot of memories of that, of being that young, but I do sort of have these vague memories of camping along the shores of Lake Winnipeg with the thing. You know, you roll in, it's like this really low trailer, and then you crank it open, and it flops open, and there's a bed here and a bed here. Jess says we have a term here called Janglish, mixing Japanese English in conversation. Yeah, I knew of that. I know like J-pop and K-pop and stuff like that. There's a lot of English sprinkled into those songs. Apparently, Raspberry Rock can laugh in 5 languages. I can only do it in 3. Seth says I didn't even say it well in French. What did you say in French? I just knew what you were talking about. Tante roulette? It's not called a tante roulette in French? Offgrid says that cows in Germany say moo as well. Fair enough. David can swear in multiple languages. Tabarnak. So I saw in this interview, Denis Villeneuve said that he tried to get the word tabarnak into the like as an Easter egg into the dialogue in Dune, but he said that American mouths are not made for French Canadian swear words. Oh, tente roulotte. Yeah. Right. You're so right. Yeah. The trailer's a roulotte. It's not a roulette. Raspberry Rock says that tente roulotte sounds like a yurt. No, it's not a yurt. It's a tent trailer, as Country Boy says. Here, hold on. Tent trailer. Let me see if I can find an image of the one that we used to have. Wow. There are some very high-tech tente roulottes. I believe. I'm just taking a look here. Boom. Found the one we used to have. I must now visit the image so that I can share the image. Come on, fool. Oh no, it's a Kijiji page, so it disappeared. Why you gotta be making me grumpy? Okay, hold on. I will just do it the old-fashioned way then. Allow me to share, to present the screen. Share screen. I say boom. I say boom. See this thing here in the corner? That's what we used to have. So the top would go up and the 2 sides would flop out to be beds. It's not a very good image, guys. Sorry, but when I tried to make it bigger, it went to just kijiji.ca, but not to the actual, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Man, some of these tent trailers got really big. What the heck? Anyway, whatevs. I'm not going to waste our time on this. All that to say that yes, Serge, I know what you're talking about. We used to camp in one. Great fun. And now I cannot find the comment to pop-up trailer. Ian says, "Is that like a yurt on wheels?" Okay, guys. All right, see you later. Just kidding. Have yourself a good time. Yeah, definitely take a look on FB Marketplace and check out Kijiji, of course. Destiny says that next week's topic should be tents for camping or glamping. Well, one thing I will definitely be doing. Country Boy is out. Good night. Oh no, he's saying good night to Jess with 2 S's. Next week I'll probably be just trying to keep my eyes awake from the weekend of gigging, but I am still planning to be here. Off-grid recon is off to the beach. It's good to see you. Enjoy that beach, mister. Shawnee says, "Oh, I don't know if off-grid recon is a mister. I just sort of threw that out without even." It's fine, right? We're all friends here. Okay, what's your pack list for the weekend camp? You're doing a hammock again? I will do a hammock if I can get out to see Russell again in like September, October. I feel like I really need to do a deeper dive on sleeping in the hammock. Make it work for me, you know. Thing is, I've got a really nice little 1/2 person tent as well. I have a little Hubba Hubba 2, I think it's called. That was actually a gift from Tenenbaum. He came over from Sweden on his way to see family in Ontario. Stopped for coffee with me in Ottawa and surprised me with a tent. I was like, what? It's $21.59. So I'm going to start nosing. I almost I have like a drop on my lip. One more minute. I was getting ahead of myself there, people. Christy says Attica Lessi is a YouTuber that has 2 million followers. I think it has some massive tent setups. Some of these are, yeah. I've seen some of that stuff. I'm mildly familiar with that channel. Yeah. Charge before going to bed. Okay, so must charge my phone before going to bed. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I should probably go check out Serge's Land as well. Absolutely. Long shots. You need to make fire on the open side of the rainfly next time. I'm just taking a look. Right, because I accidentally hung the hammock the wrong way around. Wow. Thanks for reminding me of that. But yeah, you're right. I need to turn the hammock. The thing is, I wasn't used to how to hang it. So I hung the thing up and was like, oh, what? But yeah, I definitely need to turn it around. Good memory. Yeah, that was good. Okay, we're at 22:01, so I can slanja. Here's to it. I'm going to do my damnedest to drink almost nothing during the St. Patrick's Week slaughter, because it really wrecks your voice. If you start, pounding the beer really early in the weekend, forget it. No, I didn't hang it upside down. I did hang it backwards though. Jay is, why am I so rigid for the 10 p.m. drinking? I don't know. It's the thing. I do, like, I usually have a beer at 9, which I forgot tonight, and then at 10 o'clock, it's sort of that's my signpost for like um, whatever I have planned for the night ends at 10, and that's sort of the free for all. Used to be that some people would come on and chat for 5 minutes and then get off and stuff. Hasn't happened in a long time, but yeah. So it's just like 10 o'clock is whiskey time. Also because I very often have whiskey with an age statement, and what you're I was going to say what you're supposed to. What many at whiskey anoraks do is there's this thing that we say that's a minute in the glass per year in the cask. So if you have a 10-year-old scotch or something, you pour it into the glass 10 minutes early, and you just sort of leave it, let it open up and bloom a little. And it's just having 10 o'clock as my signpost, as sort of the goalpost meant, okay, it's 10 to 10, pour the whiskey kind of thing. And it just sort of became the thing that, I have my whiskey at 10. Small forest axe probably, although that council tool, Camp Carver, is a really good option. It's a little shorter, so it's easier to pack, because I have to take the train when I go to see when I'm going to see Russell. I need something that's packable inside my backpack, because they don't want a visible axe on the outside of your stuff. Two ads. One you could skip. Yeah. I hate those non-skippables. David says that rye and cheese go well together. Yes, rye as in the bread and as in the whiskey. You're absolutely right. Hold on a sec. Long's Quest says to long shots and me. You were going to say that. Are you talking about my? Are you talking about my hammock? My hammock debacle last time. Jim says, bonjour. I wish I could participate, but just gonna have to listen tonight. That's all right. No problem, Jim. Nice to know you're hanging with us anyway. Marcus says, good night. Have a great week. So everyone say good night to Marcus. Country Boy says that Jim needs a better job. Whatever we got, right? Destiny tells Marcus on his way out to pack Quattro and Echo for all of us. Jay is asking how long the train ride is to Russell's place. It's not directly to Russell's. It's to a nearby town. I don't remember. David, do you remember how long I was on the train for when you picked me up in wherever the hell it was? Was it like a 3-hour train ride? Was it like an hour and a half? I don't bloody remember. That's weird. Kingston. Do you remember how long I was on the train for? Because I told you when I was leaving. 3 hours? Yeah, okay. I tell you guys for free, I like traveling by train. I don't love the fact that Via is often delayed, but there's a relaxation value to traveling by train that is undeniable. It's comfortable. I'm not paying through the arse for a ticket the way you do when you fly, even small trips. But yeah. Shawnee says, well, can you camp closer to home? I probably could. But Russell's got nice, he's got a nice plot of land out there. And on that trip, David doesn't make YouTubes anymore, but at that time he was. David. But I mean, I was jazzed about the fact that I was meeting two YouTubers, because those were the first YouTubers I had met. A lot of YouTubers are always like, here's my collab with blah, 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 and here's the blah, and here's the blah. And like, I have never seen another YouTuber before that trip I took last year. It's a long walk from the road into Russell's place, But it's a nice walk, and I definitely prefer walking it than four-wheeling it because I'm not at ease on four-wheelers. Destiny says, I loved our via rail trip to Ontario and back. We were either on time or early for your destinations. Oh, that's cool. It's good. On my way to Ontario, the train was on time, I think. On my way home, though, I got home late, like 3 hours late kind of thing. But, you know, whatevs. What was that? Whatevs. Hey. That did massively change the commute from the train station to my house, though. Massively. Just taking a look here. Yeah, I'm caught up. I don't believe it. I'm caught up. I am caught up, people. Susie Q asking, hi, it's Susie. Did you ever watch Gilligan Island where Gilligan and Skipper slept in hammocks above each other, and when Skipper got the top one, he'd be an inch from Gilligan? Man, you're bringing back some memories. I haven't seen that show in years. Seth says that if I take the train there, he could always pick up my gear at an earlier date. It's not a bad idea, actually. David says, I want to do the Canadian from Toronto to Vancouver in the wintertime on the bucket list. That would be a most epic trip, especially, man, if you're going through like the Rockies and then the Cascades, the Coast Mountains, all that. You need to spend that entire time in the observation car, the one with the window on, with the sort of the bubble window on top. Spend that whole time in that car. Jay says, oh, I just selected everything. Jay says it would be fun to have a YouTube meetup at a campground. Yeah, that would be very cool, actually. I'd be very into that. Rocky Mountaineer train across Canada is next. Yeah. Oh, Mark Johns is out. Speak to you next week, Mark. Hold on a second. I should put my cans on. Man, I tell you, my sinuses are not giving me a break.
I'd like to know why it is that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'd like to know why it is that sometime around midnight I get the sneezes, and I'll sneeze like 30 times.
Really?
Why would it happen like late at night?
That is weird. That is weird. Like, so when I'm sitting here, my sinuses go crazy and I get coffee and stuff, and I think it's because there's dust down here. Okay, but I will tell you something.
Yeah.
Last week, the week before, I was sick, dude. Like, I was flat on my back from Thursday to halfway through Sunday. Like, I was at work on Wednesday and just started getting sick. And I'm like, what the hell? But by the time I left, I was like, forget about it. And then I was like bedridden. My girls went to New York the Sunday morning. And then I had to get up to clean up my fridge because a guy came to fix it on Tuesday. So that was last Tuesday because the oven guy came this like today.
Yeah.
But at one point,
didn't you just have a problem with your fridge?
that fridge, I can't wait to be rid of it.
Okay, so fridge guy, oven guy.
Yeah, fridge guy was last Tuesday. Oven guy was this Tuesday. Oven guy, though, got here, popped open the box and said, this isn't the part I need. They sent me the wrong part. So he packed up his box and left and will be coming back. I'm a little salty about it. But what I wanted to say is, at one point when I was like on my back sick, I sneezed millions of times, and I was like, oh, I got to tell Russell about this because every now and again he has but I sneezed so hard, like I pulled something in my abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in like this wicked pain. I was like, you know what, just Lord, just take me now, just end this damn life. But I was just like, I gotta post, because every now and again, those of you who are not on the Discord, every now and again, like a Russell post will be just I just sneezed 146 times, and like that's it. So I wanted to sort of be Bradley and post the same damn thing, and I just forgot. I wasn't feeling well enough to, and it hurt to sit in front of a screen because of headaches and stuff.
It was 314 times.
314. Jesus, that's a lot.
It was pie. I sneezed pie.
Sneeze pie. Fortunately, I know what kind of pie you're talking about because that could be disgusting. Christy says Steve's sinuses drain every day after dinner. It's the weirdest thing. Gross. Long's Quest is saying hi to you, Mr. Roussel.
Christy, what's he putting in there? He's sticking up his nose.
Yeah, he's probably got one of those. Shawnee says, interesting about the sneezing at midnight. No matter where you are in the cabin, no matter if you've changed your clothes.
It doesn't happen every night. I don't know. Christy is like, it could be like lemon wedges. He's just sticking them up there. Zip, zip, zip.
I do love a lemon wedge. Not necessarily a lemon wedgie. Seth says the other guy wasn't cooking with 4 burners. What? David says he wasn't cooking with gas. Okay, guys. Dad jokes. A little dad will do, yeah.
Or is it electric?
Electric.
No.
Yep. In fact, I would like my next cooktop to be induction. That would make me happy. Christy says no. He just goes out. Hold on. He just goes on out to smoke, and then he gets all sinusy and has to come blow his nose like 3 times.
Huh. Well, I'm sure smoking isn't helping.
True. Country Boy says sneezing pie. I hope those apples were well cooked. That would hurt. Gross. I made apple crisp last night. It was delish. Because I'm very good.
I like a good apple crisp.
Yuck.
Apple crisp. Crispy ass.
This crisp tastes like ass. I don't need a bedtime reminder. What the hell? Seth says induction pans aren't cheap and selection is slim. Yes, but our pots, all except one, will work with an induction cooktop. I've told some of you the moment that made me want, like, desire an induction cooktop. Cleaning the top is fabulous, but the moment that made me like, I really wish we had a cooktop was when one day I was cooking and the tiny Squeak wanted to get up and see what was in the pot, and like she put her hand about this far, about that far from where the heating element was, and like my heart just sort of stopped. I was like, okay, the next cooktop is going to be induction, because you don't have to worry, right? Not unless you're an induction friendly pot.
You could also go gas. It's pretty obvious when there's flames.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go gas.
But I guess, yeah, there's always a danger there. Like, even once I turn the gas off, that whatever it is, the stand that the pot actually sits on, it's still like blazing hot, yeah. And it will be for a while.
Yeah,
that's probably even more dangerous because, well, I guess no different than electric, really.
I'll tell you something. In Montreal, if you have a gas cooker, it means one of two things. Either A, you're renting like low-income housing, or B, you are very moneyed. Like, no one in between practically has gas. Hey, look who's here. I was just talking about you actually earlier. Because I think it's Shawnee. Are you the one? Were you saying that your husband bought a van? So you're doing like the van life thing this summer? And I was saying that Dave and Viv also usually do the van life thing for the summer. Christy likes cooking on gas. I used to like cooking on gas too.
Is it Shawnee that was doing the van thing?
I think it's Shawnee.
How does that work with the kids?
Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
Unknowable.
It's an unknowable. You just got to do it and find out. Because they just bought the van, like Lola, right? So I guess they're going to find out this summer.
Sure.
Apparently, the stove grate is called a spider. I did not know
that was a leap there. Huh.
Gas stoves, says David, are good for power outages. So yeah, especially if you can like light the pilot with a lighter.
Yeah, we came with mine.
Now,
I did it earlier.
What's not good for power outages is pellet stoves because they mostly have electric starters. So when the next, storm of 98 happens around here and all those wood burning stoves have been changed into either gas inserts or pellet stoves due to the ban, I wonder what that's going to do. Like people with even gas stoves, you flick a switch, right?
Pellet stoves also, there's a little bit more. There's some electronics happening in there, right? There's a timer. There's a
Oh, Shawnee says, so my van has all the kids and husband has his van. Oh, okay. So when he said that he bought a van, he bought a rolling man cave.
Well, you're gonna roll with two vans.
Especially if the husband's is like an 86. Like, what is that? 2 miles to the gallon?
Well, this boy.
But Dave is excited for Shawnee. Yeah. Serge learned something about gas today. If it doesn't come out the back, it goes in the bloodstream, in the lungs, and out the mouth. That's not the kind of gas we're talking about. As Country Boy says,
let it rip is what he's saying.
Better out than in, I always say. Shawnee says to Dave, thanks. We've been going to van meetup events. We take 2. His project van and mine is essentials. Okay. David says that's not a problem for pellet stove. You can use Bluetti, very low power draw. Yeah, but I still need to have a Bluetti.
I was trying to get you one, and then they threw a contract at me, and I felt honor bound to actually take the unit.
That makes sense. Apparently, a rolling man cave is that going to be a quotational? Michelle said gas is gas. Except that gas isn't gas. I mean, petrol is not gas. I don't know why we call it gas. It's a liquid. It's not in a gas state. It's not gaseous.
Yeah, how did that come about?
I guess it's gasoline, right? But
in the UK, don't they call it petrol?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's gasoline.
Gasoline.
Oh, geez, those guys who come up with
those guys. Hey, those guys. Hey. Forget about it.
Those are the guys. They're the they, and that's what they say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I'm guessing that up north of 60, you're going to be doing the van life thing this summer. What we've been talking about tonight is 3 things. A, plans for growing things, garden-wise, getting some food going. Plans for outdoorsy stuff for spring or summer. And my upcoming St. Patrick's Week slaughter, which I'll probably talk more about St. Patrick's on next Tuesday's live stream because I will either have survived it, in which case I'll probably have some practically unstoppable stories to tell, or I will have not survived it for once, and I won't be around. Are you drinking something, Plucky Nucky?
I love it when you call me that. Yeah, I've got the same picture that I posted on Discord. I've got the Gibson's 12 and the Grenville Island Winter Ale. Just a wonderful combo. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm two-fisting it.
That's all right. I think Granville Island makes some good stuff. They're not an independent anymore. Who the heck bought them? Is it Labatt? Molson Coors? I don't know. They got bought by one of the big guys. Which is why we can get Granville Island on this end of the country now. Hey, Fox is here. How's it going, Cliff? How you doing?
I was going to say, usually this is like a seasonal beer, too. Like it comes out in the wintertime, but you can still find it. I buy it by the case, which is weird because it's one of those ones that isn't sold by the case in the local stores. So
Yeah.
I bring it up there. They scan the case, and nothing's happening. So I got to kind of peel open the box
Oh,
so they can scan one can and then do it.
extrapolate.
24 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Destiny says, "Okay, Jess, when you go to Russell's again, we need a video of a late night canoe across the beaver pond during a full moon." Oh, yeah, that means I have to get a canoe onto that pond. I mean, part of me kind of finds the idea of going full on Mr. Canoe Head up that trail enchanting, but part of me is like, don't want to die.
You're not up for a 3-kilometer portage?
Serge is asking Destiny if she's writing down all the RDB quotes for a book she wants to publish. Don't do it, Destiny. You'll throw a lot of money at nothing. Country Boy from Gasoline, possibly influenced by gasoline, named an Irish copy, a brand of petroleum-derived lighting oil from the surname of the man who first marketed it in 1862. See, there's some knowledge for us right there. Dropping some knowledge. Dave says we'll be heading down to Vancouver for a month, mid-July, for metal tent camping, aka van life.
I read that wrong the first time I read it. I was like, oh, so you're gonna be camping in tents and playing Motley Crue or
Man, tent camping is so metal.
metal tent camping. Oh, van life. Okay. I kind of like
yeah.
Dave jumping out of his tent in the morning.
Yeah. Guy shows up with a Schecter bass, or what are the other heavy metal brands? Like there are guitar brands that like all the metalheads buy because they look crazy. Or
those Star Trek looking ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Gibson, the Gibson Flying V. Although the man who made the Gibson Flying V famous was that Robert Johnson? Like an old school blues man. Hold on. I'm just looking for who like really was the reason why it was originally introduced by Gibson in 1958. Oh, the Explorer also, the Gibson Explorer. I think Hetfield used an Explorer. Albert King, pioneering blues rock guitar. So yeah, he started using it. Yeah. Best van ever. Fiat Ducato, as upgraded by fantastic YouTubers Sarah and Yoni, or Joni. I guess Joni. Fantastic YouTubers, Sarah and Joni. Okay, I'll look them up later. I'm just taking a look. Sarah says, I can believe that Kathleen story. David's out. See you later. See you all in a few weeks. Oh, yeah, because you're okay. In that case, have a good trip, and we will see you when you're back.
Good night.
Jim pops in with BC Rich Warlock. That is a metal guitar. Absolutely. BC Rich does a lot of very metal looking axes. Oh, this is cute. Grace says we gave our son a mini Flying V for his 5th birthday. I love it. Did I show you guys what I gave Camille recently? I think I did on a previous live stream, right?
I think you did, but feel free to show it again.
Okay.
Is she still playing?
Yeah. In fact, music teacher on parent-teacher night told me to ask her about joining junior band.
Oh.
So I guess he likes her stuff. So this is what.
Nice.
4-string, because you don't want to learn on a 5-string when you're at, in a high school band context, where all the textbooks are about 4-string bass. But yeah.
Yeah, nice. Congrats. Yeah. I mean, tell her congrats from me. She doesn't know who I
am. She knows exactly who you are. Remember, she and I both have Pea Soup shirts.
Oh, okay. So I'm the pea soup guy.
Yeah, and she's watched Books Fest a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
David says we hang around Vancouver for a couple of weeks, then over to the island for a couple of weeks, just following the vibes, no hard plans. One of my sisters lives in Victoria.
We used to, I think I've talked about this before, but we used to every summer when I was a kid, we'd take trips out west, camping the whole way. And this one time we went to Vancouver Island, went to the far side of the island.
Gorgeous.
And it was a beautiful area. And this is one of my strongest memories of all of our trips was we walked along the coast, and it was all these huge boulders. So we were essentially bouldering. There's quite a few people out there doing it. You just keep going up and down, and then you'd find this little rope bridge, and you cross it, and there were ropes right here and there where you needed a little extra hand holding, and you could go for many kilometers doing that. It was awesome. I loved it. Right with the ocean, like right there.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that with my dad and sister. Rivers and streams and stuff, and next to the ocean. It's amazing. I did almost die once because of miscalculating the weight distribution while I was climbing across the top of a large boulder. So it rolled. I scrambled to stay on top, didn't stay on top, and got the crap out of the way. But it only rolled like punk punk kind of thing. But I was a little worried about getting onto the bigger rocks from that point on, but you get over it. I mean, I was 16?
Yeah.
Country Boy says there are some cool beach spots and river spots on the island. If you can get to one, it is incredible. It's very nice. Great climate. I get freaked out by the flowers and winter elements aspect of Vancouver Island, but just stunning. Beautiful views. Great looking. Great smell to the forest. I mean,
it's a weird place because I've got an acquaintance who lives out there. I'm not exactly sure. He lives on a lake, like right on a lake. So he can go like water skiing during the day and then downhill skiing in the afternoon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like he can just drive up to Lake Louise or whatever.
Okay.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. Oh, Destiny asked, does anyone know why Manitoulin Island was never developed as fully as Mackinac Island? Just curious. I like that Manitoulin is still so raw landish. I don't know. That probably has something to do with ownership in its history. There are some islands here in Quebec, names of which completely escape me, but there's a ZEC there where your deer permit gets you 2 deer instead of 1, because the island could easily be overrun, and because the deer are much smaller on that island. What the hell's it called? It's not Les Îles de la Madeleine. Bloody crap, what's it called? Anyways, but the reason the deer are so plentiful and stuff, and it's not very developed, is that it was owned by a wealthy land baron for a long time, and he stocked it with deer because he wanted a pristine hunting park. So maybe there's something to Manitoulin that like somebody owned it and didn't want it. I don't know. Like, you wouldn't believe how many islands were once owned by like captains of industry or whatever. And there's one mansion on this huge island where the guy wanted to get away from it all.
Interesting of note. I mean, if Quebec is anything like Ontario, you probably didn't have to stock it. Just like stop other people from hunting there because deer are just fine multiplying on there. I mean, if anything, it might have went around like killed all the coyotes and stuff that would take down the deer.
Well, yeah. Apparently it didn't. It doesn't have. Now it does, but it didn't have a native deer population.
Okay.
So he actually transported some deer to the island. But like, yeah, you're right. Most of these islands, just like Newfoundland, just stop people from hunting the moose. And next thing you know, you have to have a cull.
How big is the island? Do you remember?
No, it's got like one zec and like I should
What
look
is
it
this?
up. A zone de I have no idea what a zec would be in English. It's like a hunting, like a lot of them have like a hunting lodge on them. It's like a hunting zone, a hunting
Okay.
park.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not like a game reserve.
Well, we have wildlife management units here. Maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Yeah.
And
So,
for anybody watching who doesn't quite understand, we have hunting rules in place to actually control the deer population. Because if we just said okay, nobody can hunt deer anymore, the numbers would grow like exponentially, and then there'd be overpopulation, there'd be famine, there'd be disease and crap.
I got to do that. Once I start making swag again, I'm gonna make that T-shirt, Dave. I'm gonna absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna make that T-shirt. It's got to happen.
I like fuck a pound cake on. Ooh, put that on the front, and then on the back you put something like "You heard me."
Demonetized.
Demonetized.
I think Campobello Island was originally looked at by a bunch of captains of industry, as you say, but the Americans decided against it as a vacation spot for the American rich and wealthy. That's weird. Why would they decide against it? You know what? If I was heavy money rich, like tens of millions rich, I would totally buy an island, like a small one. Absolutely. And then I would stock it with guard dogs so that nobody comes and bugs me. Mail, leave it at the end of the dock. You want to come visit? If you're not a YouTuber, just kidding. You're not
So
one of my buddies.
You have a dog tied up that can get like this close to the end of the dock.
Yeah. Just stop short of where the mailman. Just leave the packages there. Just right there. Yeah. Hold on a second. Destiny never made it as far as Tofino on the bucket list, though. My dad's went to Tofino, but I have not. Destiny apparently got an ad in French. Really? I would say 55% of my ads are in French.
Really?
Yep. Serge says controlled ecological zone. That just sounds like a different term for a wildlife management unit. But Serge, is that what a ZEC is called in English? I was about to sneeze. And Destiny got an ad in English. Yeah, I get that kind of mix all the time. I'd say just over half my ads are in French. You have to do it. It's something you will never forget. Cluelet, I have never had an easy time with that word, is better in my opinion, less touristy.
Cluelet?
You cluelet?
Well, if you say it as it looks, Cluelet.
I've never been able to pronounce it properly. The Destiny, I meant, if you can get to anywhere non-touristy out on that is a big spider.
Kill it.
I'm not going to kill it. I just don't want it coming too close to me, but I'm not going to kill it. Live and let live, man. Live and let
spiders
live.
belong outside. If they're inside, then their fate is sealed.
Euclulet. Okay. Yeah, I have never pronounced it properly. Euclulet.
We're gonna talk about Worcestershire next.
Okay, first of all, it's Worcester sauce. That's how it's pronounced. It's Worcester. Some people will say Worcestershire, but like Worcestershire, no, it's Worcester or maybe Worcestershire. But
I gotta be one of those guys.
No.
Okay, I'm the guy in the grocery store. picks up the phone. Can I get a price check, please, on Worcestershire sauce? And everybody's sort of
Worcestershire sauce. No, it's Worcester sauce, or sometimes, possibly, I will let it go. Worcestershire. Yeah, that's one of those food terms that's like, get it right. Another one, though, is, the small French onion that those in the know call a shallot, and Americans call a shallot. If I'm watching, like, because you guys know I watch a lot of cooking YouTubes, and someone can be like a 4-star chef. If they say shallot, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. I mean, they can be showing me mad skills, but as soon as they say shallot, I'm like, nope. Swipe. Shallot. Give me a break. Shallot isn't a vegetable. It's the less deep part of a river. Destiny says, pronunciation police, Jess and Russ. We need badges.
No,
we don't need no stinking badges.
Or the police. It's just kind of where the
more like
to react in a funny way.
We're just right. I'm just right. Russ is just Russ. I'm right. I would like to say that Serge is on his way out. So good night, Serge. We will speak to you on the laters. And Destiny says, and then there's the Lady of Shalott. Lady of Shalott. Who was that? Kate McKinnon? No. Something McKinnon? What the hell was her name?
Katy Perry?
She's not a Kate. What the hell is she? Lady of Shalott. Looking for the song. What's her name? Lorena McKennitt. That's who I'm thinking about.
Oh, of course.
Lorena McKennitt.
I have no idea what that is.
What? That's like hardcore Canadiana, dude. And the cool thing about Lorena McKennitt is she approaches songwriting the way, like, Umberto Eco would have approached novel writing. She spends like a year in research before she starts her first, like, before she writes her first verse or chorus. She's fabulously skilled and takes an absolutely kind of academic approach to songwriting, but she's not for everyone, right? She's not like a pop star, but anyone who's remotely involved in Celtic or kind of witchy music in Canada knows exactly who Lorena McKennitt is, or folk music. Man, I saw her play at Place des Arts. Fabulous show. Not the kind of thing I listen to while driving, but apparently, hold on, where did it go? Christy says, I don't even say aluminium right. I do say aluminium right. Americans say it wrong.
Sure, fella. Sure.
Hey there, fella. Hey, fella. Even in French, it's aluminium. Ium. Aluminium. Calcium. Everything ium.
You're putting an extra I in there that isn't in there.
It's not extra. It's in there.
Ium. It's not ium. It's just
in there.
I don't think she spelled it wrong.
Excuse me.
Damn it, I got something in my eye.
I
might have to get some eye drops or something.
I'm at Wikipedia, but I do have an Oxford dictionary in the corner over there. Aluminium, in brackets, aluminum in North American English, is a chemical element. It has the symbol Al and atomic number 13. Aluminium has a density lower than that of other common metals, about 1/3 that of steel. It has a great affinity towards oxygen. I also have a great affinity towards oxygen. Therefore, I feel an affinity towards aluminium.
Let me ask you this, though. They're gesticle. Do you use the British keyboard settings on your computer?
No. I don't need them.
Well, your keyboard is something. Back in the day, it was always U.S. English, and now there's a Canadian English that actually works properly.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I have physically a U.S. English keyboard, right? Because that's the one that Apple ships. Well, that's the one that everyone ships here. And I don't use the British English keyboard because I like the keys I tap to match the physical printing on the keys.
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
So that's why I don't touch a UK English. Although for some reason I have a UK English keyboard setting that if I tap this little globe key by accident, it switches on me. I'm like, funk.
Anyway, yes. So we're in Canada, by the way. Not sure if you knew.
I'm aware. But I'm also aware that here's something. I'm wondering if there's more variance in Quebec or Montreal English than there is elsewhere. Because I'm not the only one here who says aluminium. I'm not the only one here who says tomato. I'm not the only one here who says
tomato.
I grew up saying tomato. I have an aunt who says tomato. I have another aunt who says tomato. So I'm trying to tomato-ize because
before you, my grandmother was the last person in Canada who said tomato.
I grew up saying tomato. One of my daughters got ridiculed for it at school, so I've been tomato-izing.
Been tomato-izing. Destiny, write that down.
Where was I? So I wonder if there's more, like if Quebec Anglos are like overcompensating, like, because the thing is, we live in a province where linguistic stuff takes up a lot of the provincial psyche on both sides of the linguistic divide. Massively so. Like, it actively bugs me that my kid's French teacher is teaching them international sort of French rather than North American French. Whereas there's a lot of parents who don't care.
That's, City Girl took French all the way through high school and into university. It was all Parisian French.
Yeah, and that bugs me, man. That's like if my kids came out of English class saying, "Father, I would like a biscuit, please." I'd be like, "No, that's not how we talk, dude. That's not how we talk." But yet on the French side, like, schools are just pumping out these little Parisian accents. I'm like, nope.
That's so weird. I wonder if it's some kind of bias in the teaching system. Oh, we can't have Quebecers teach French because they have that weird dialect.
It is. Even here, even in French Canada, even in Quebec, right? We have this philosophy that, if you say like a really crass thing, they're like, "Oh, that's a very Quebec term. That's really Quebecois," and like hoity-toity Quebecers will say, "Je veux manger un cookie" instead of un biscuit. They'll say le shopping instead of magasinage and all this stuff because that's what they say in France. Thank you for popping that up because is he using like Novacraft? Because remember we watched that whole practically what was it, Yukon River? Where was he? Up north when I was there.
Oh, God.
And he had that cover on and everything, but it didn't look like it was a Swift to me. You okay there, buddy?
Oh, I switched to the red. Oh, God, it's awful when you compare it to. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
The Johnny Walker Red is one of the two worst whiskeys I've ever. One of the three worst whiskeys.
I don't notice it until like the Gibson 12 is actually pretty good, but it's when you have one right after the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
Okay, so he's a Nova Craft ambassador. Jim Baird is a Nova Craft ambassador. Wow. Man, Nova Craft ambassadors are cool. Look, there's Jim Baird, there's Kevin Callan, there's Brad Jennings, who I know a lot less, Adam Schultz, who I know of, and there's Tori Baird. I should become a Nova Craft ambassador one day.
So Tori has her own canoe?
Tori, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
She runs a women's only canoe school called Paddle Like a Girl, which I think is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I wish I could send my daughter, but it's 18 or over. Hell, Bettina's here? Holy crap.
Weird, right? Where you been, Bettina? How's Eric?
How you guys doing? Tell Eric I would still like a lever action 30-30.
Hey, that's mine. Thank you very much.
Damn it. Ian says, I hate that I'm forced to buy most laptops with English French keyboards. Just screws me up. I don't know. I mean, my work laptop has an English keyboard, but technically that's not really illegal here.
We're talking about the Windows settings or whatever. Like, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what English and French keyboard.
Hey, Tim Kigi is in the house. How's it going, Tim?
Hey, Tim.
How you doing? Where's that from? How you doing? Where's that from? It's like this pop culture thing.
Great question.
Ali G. Ali G is also telling Dave that it's Nova Craft. I knew it wasn't Swift because it did not look like a Swift. That was a good series though, eh, Russell?
Sorry?
That was a good series though. Remember he had like the canoe and like he had a GoPro on a stick at the back, at the aft, a GoPro on a stick at the bow, and then he had one on his.
Wait, I missed it because I was stuck on the how you doing. Which adventure was it?
The Jim Baird where he was on some northern river. I kind of thought it was the Yukon River, but I don't think so.
See, I had a problem with that whole series, but but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Now you got to tell us what your problem is.
There was like 5 seconds of action footage for every 55 seconds of talking about it.
Oh, I see.
Like he just went on and on and on about how he's going to approach this thing, what it looked like, and I just wanted to like, come on, I want to see.
Oh, you wanted to see the whole show rather than tell, which is excellent.
More
script writing.
I don't mind a little tell, but like a little more show than he was. Anyway,
fair enough. I don't remember enough. I just remember like being impressed when he was shooting the rapids and stuff, and kind of wishing I was on that trip.
Yeah, that part of it was awesome. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, Country Boy also says pretty sure that he uses Nova Craft. Destiny says, no offense. I had a uni prof who kept saying "skur." It took me a week to figure out it was "skur." Yeah, here? No, we don't say "skur." No, say "skur." Yeah. But
yeah, it's kind of like, how you doing?
How you doing? What's that?
Like, what is that? Yeah, friends apparently.
Ian says, "No Craft. I can see they're building from my office window. Too bad I can't get a discount for being so close. You got to get one and then be an ambassador."
Just go over there and be like, "Hey, I know a YouTuber named Raina's Bushcraft." And then
he likes canoes.
Just
he likes canoes. Yeah.
See what they do.
Bettina says to Tim, "It's been a long time. Life's been a bit rough and busy. I'm still standing, sort of." Yeah.
Wow.
Guess we better not ask too many questions, actually. Yeah, you're right. You're right. No pew pew talk. Sorry. I mentioned it, and then I was like, I can't get that back. But, it was from Friends. Joey always said it.
Did he? Is that where it originated?
There, Ian, how you doing? I think from Friends. Bettina, hey, Jess and Russell, I would pass on hello to Eric and Jess. I thought you didn't like to talk about. Yes, you're right. You're right. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
Oh, that's he likes to talk about it. He just has a
Just
rule about
not
talking
on my
about it
channel. Yeah.
on his channel for some reason. It doesn't make any sense.
Country Boy says, "How you doing, Joey from Friends?" Okay, so that's Jim says, "How many feet do you figure his canoe is?" I just checked out Nova's site, and they're expensive, 5 to 6. Yeah, they're in the same price range as the Swift is. You know, they're a high tech brand. I'm thinking he's probably got like a 15 footer, because it has to be small enough for him to single hand it, but it has to be big enough for him to have like all his crap in it, right? And I believe that it was.
And he's a big guy.
He's a big guy, though. Yeah, that's true. So maybe 17. And was it a prospector? I don't remember. I do not remember. But it looked like a prospector. The thing is, that doesn't necessarily mean it was, right? I'm just taking a look. I'm looking him up. Because I think he's got a couple of them. Yeah, I don't know. Heart of the Yukon, 4 days solo camping in the Yukon wilderness. That's what we were watching. I'll just click on his channel and see if he has anything about. Because if he has like about my canoe, then I'll just sort of drop that into the side chat, right? But I think I've seen him with like 2. Yeah, I don't know. I also don't want to like take up the last 8 minutes scoping someone else's channel, but half of you can. Okay, there's a whole thing on this one. This 2 hour and 30-minute video about canoes, though. So I'm just going to drop this into the side chat, and he's got to have something written about it, because it was probably sponsored by Novacraft, right? So I'm dropping this into the side chat.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, it's the whole thing. It's the whole series that we were watching, but we were watching episodes.
Oh, I see.
He just into one long episode. So, Dave, I just dropped that into the side chat, and I'm sure he's going to talk about which canoe he's going, because I am 94% sure that Novacraft was one of the sponsors of that series.
So you should do like a video where it just shows the action shots from that series. I mean, it would only be like 10 minutes long, but that'd be a good video.
Yeah. The shade from Jess. I don't even remember who I was throwing shade at, but I have shown throwing shade before. The Heart River, I think, Bettina says. Oh, Christy says he has a 17-foot one that he took the family out on, 2 adults, 2 kids, and a dog, with all the equipment for a 2-week-long trip. That makes sense. A 17 makes. Oh, homie in the house. How's it going? For the last 5 minutes. How you doing, homie? Destiny asks, Russ, is your aluminum boat heavy? Aluminum. I'm confused. Aluminum. It doesn't work, man.
It's a little heavy. I can turn it over, though.
Can you, like, Mr. Canoe head it?
Nope. Too heavy.
Tim says, Joe Wash said, how you doing in the 70s? Yeah, but that was different. One night we saw Joe in concert in a small hall, and the audience said in unison, hey, how you doing? And Joe said, doing okay. He said it before friends in concert. Okay. I thought it was a different how you doing than that, but, you know.
Well, how you doing is not the same as how you do. How you doing?
Yeah. Bettina saith, it's okay. Where does one begin? Lots has been happening, etc. In February, one of my pups ended up very sick with pyometra, and would have died. She had emergency surgery. That's a lot of bucks. Yeah, I had a cat chew the end off of a Starbucks apron of mine, like with a knot on it, and block his intestine. And that cost a lot of money to fix, especially because I was working at Starbucks at the time. But it was worth it because it gave him an extra like 5 years of life. Bettina says the pup is doing well now. Oh yeah, he does have some videos on his canoes. It might be in a playlist on his channel. It might be, yeah, because he's got more than one. I know that. Bettina says, yesterday afternoon I was driving back up north and car broke down. Lots of car issues right now. Oh, that stinks.
I hate car issues.
Yeah, me too. They're stressful.
I hate car issues because I know nothing about cars.
Bettina says, I can stay until midnight since she's here. No, I can't because I have to work at the office tomorrow. So if I fall asleep at my desk...
She makes a compelling argument, though, to be honest.
No, I might stay till 11:15, but that's it. It's just one drop left, but...
Bottle that sucker.
The thing about this is that I can't buy another one, right? Because they're batched.
Yeah.
So, like... The fact that this bottle's finished means it's done. I'm never going to get that exact drink again. Christy says, I think they have 6 or 7 canoes. That makes sense to me, right? I mean, she runs a canoe school for girls. They're both canoe influencers, paddling I don't know. I'm trying to find a term because the term influencer sucks, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're both big in the paddling scene, and nobody who's big in the paddling scene has only one canoe. Kevin Callan has 1 million canoes, right?
We're doing this wrong, Jess.
I know
we should be money influencers.
We should be.
People will send us money.
Pound notes, dollar bills, francs.
We were like, take a look at this bill. It's a cool looking bill. It's got nice colors. It feels good. And companies with money will come up to us and go, hey, we want you to talk about our money.
Here, review these 500 euro notes. I have a 200 franc note from the edition right before their last, which is gorgeous. It's got Julius Caesar on it, which is like, so was that entire series people who've like conquered France? Because I don't want to see the 500 franc note. Hold on a second. Ian is also at the office tomorrow. Yeah, it sucks. It's okay. It's all right. Bettina likes this bottle design. I hate this bottle design. It looks like you're what?
I'm at the office tomorrow too.
Shut up. You're not at the office tomorrow. You're in your office.
Well, yeah.
Bettina says that Tori teaches canoeing. Yep, and she teaches. I said earlier, but you weren't here yet, that I would love to send my daughter on one of her courses, but they're for 18 and up. Grace says, yeah, Jim has shown a bunch of his canoes on a storage rack. There were at least 8, and that was at least 2 years ago. That makes sense because there's 2 of them. You look like Jimmy Page with that bottle. Rock on. Rock on. Our pug, says Destiny, ate a whole bag of bridge mix. All our towels later, the issue had passed. Thank God. Dog made it. Wow. Gross. Bettina says, I don't even know how to canoe properly, but Eric and I have several canoes. He does know what he's doing, and they're all old. I'm dying for a nice Swift or a Novacraft, but they're expensive as hell, man.
Yeah, you gotta have a place to put it other than your pool. There, just
that's the other problem. Well, I could keep it at my mother-in-law's. She's on Lac Saint-Louis.
Yeah, that's true.
I want an office like Raspberry Rock. Yes, so do I. Absolutely.
It needs a bit of work.
Bettina would also love to take a course with Tori. Yeah. Yeah, but I respect what she's doing. Like, she's really working on women in the outdoors, and I think that's a good space for her to be working, because I've said before, and I don't say often because apparently it's political, but I think we need more women and non-white dudes in the outdoors. It felt for a long time in my life like white English guys owned the outdoors, and I love it whenever I see a face that doesn't match mine.
Oh, like I love seeing my wife in the outdoors, enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great. Destiny says, there's 1 minute left, I think. Okay, bonsoir tout le monde. Wishing you peace, wealth, and enjoy. Bisous until next mardi. Good night, Destiny. I will see you on the other side.
Break on through.
Bettina says, I think he has an old birch bark canoe that needs refinishing. It was his dad's. I would not have a birch bark canoe. I would love a birch bark canoe.
I
know
was
that
going to say.
those sound kind of weird.
I
I
bet.
would love.
I bet I know. You would love to make one, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I would love to make one. I would love the smell of it, the feel of it. I would love but I would hate to be that stressed about ruining my canoe.
Oh, but you know what you do, Jess? If you had a novice like mine, you make that canoe and then you hang it on the ceiling here.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a showpiece.
Yeah, I also have a bucket list kind of dream of building a cedar strip canoe. I would just use a kit. There's a company somewhere in Ontario that sells kits, 16-footer kind of thing. I would love to do that. Love. Bettina just got a commercial break. Yeah, I have them set to every 30 minutes because we needed to sort of control when the heck they were happening. I can't stop them from happening, but I can set them to every 30 minutes. And then I completely forget about it and talk right through the 30-minute commercial break. Whoops. I could use some cheese.
A big mound of cheese? Or what kind of cheese? Like
No,
brie? Or...
Brie would be most excellent, especially now that brie is endangered. So everyone out there, everyone, start again. So all of y'all, go out and get yourself a wheel of brie because brie is about to change massively.
Why?
So the brie that we can buy right now is dependent on a very specific brand, strain of whatever, yeast, mold, that is going through a similar kind of issue as sort of bananas are. Well, actually, no, bananas are falling victim to a banana blight, but this mold, is it the mold or is it, no, it's the yeast, I think. It's been cloned so much at this point that reproduction has become rare. So what we're gonna,
I'm seeing, there's a bunch of articles here.
Yeah. So what we'll probably see is a more historic version of brie, because it used to use a variety of different life forms, which don't give you the same absolute white cheese, don't give you the same effect. For me, I would love to taste what a more historical brie was like. For the same reason that I would love if one day I'm on a trip and I see a Gros Michel banana, I'm buying it no matter what it costs because I want to taste it. Because the Gros Michel is functionally extinct, which means there isn't enough of it around to use as a crop, right? We're all eating Cavendish bananas. If you've bought a banana anywhere in the past 50 years, 40 odd 50 years, it's a Cavendish. Because when the Gros Michel was taken out by a banana blight, they just replaced it with another monoculture because that's smart. But you can still get a Gros Michel here and there in the world. Getting one in North America is unbelievably expensive. But here's the thing. You know all those banana candies and banana this and banana that don't taste like real bananas? They do, but they taste like the Gros Michel, which was the banana everybody ate before the banana blight took them right out of the scene. And so I want to taste one of those.
Interesting.
That not to everyone, but I find stuff like that fascinating.
I tell you what, though, that eventually, even if it does go whatever extinct, there's two things that will save us in the long run. One is we'll either have the technology to pull atoms apart and put them together in ways that will be the same as they used to be, and the other thing is
Earl Grey hot.
We'll all be in VR. Exactly, right? Exactly. Yeah. Or we'll all be in VR and we're eating stuff that we think we're eating digital foods that taste the same as they used to. I mean, the caveat to that, though, it will only taste as good as the programmer who remembers it can program it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Christy likes a brie with good French bread and pears and apples.
Mm.
That is a delicious summertime lunch.
Oh, let me tell you something. We did on the weekend. I had a brie, and City Girl brought this ceramic brie cooker from the city. And I told her not to take the rind off, but she did. She took the top of the rind off. I know, right? I know, right? But then we had a jar of peach jam in the fridge, and she scooped it out and poured it over the brie. And then she baked it, and it came out, and we kind of scooped it out and put it on crackers, and oh my god, it was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And I told her don't take the rind apart, but no, she was insistent, and it really, really worked well.
I would like to point out that we already do know how to, split the atom. It's just doing so without killing a city's worth of people at a time is a challenge.
Well, there's a bit more to it than that. Taking atoms apart and then putting them back together again.
Up north of 60 is out of the house. See you later, mister. Have a good night. Fox, it sort of went to the same place I did. Last time we took an atom apart, we wiped out millions of people.
No. Did you ever watch the movie Young Einstein?
Yeah.
Now all I have to do is take the atom apart. If I can just reach that chisel over there. Boom! Oh, he's trying to put the foam in the beer.
Yeah. Country Boy says unto Christy, bread is good too, but something about the wheat crackers gives me the fizz. I like I'm good with wheat crackers. My favorite crackers I can no longer eat. I used to love Triscuits. I used to love Wheat Thins. I used to love Water Biscuits. Those I don't remember the brand name. But like I also like things like knäckebröd, which you can get at any like Swedish place or IKEA, or like Ryvita. I love stuff like that because you put cheese on it, and it's like this. It's a vehicle for cheese, but it's a vehicle for cheese that I can actually eat because there's like fiber and all that really boring stuff in it. But I also like that kind of flavor profile. I don't like crackers that are too synthetic tasting. Like I freaking hate Ritz crackers. Cannot stand them. They taste like chemical dump to me. But I like things like Ryvita. I like things like, even Triscuits probably don't. They're probably pretty chemically tasting anyway. But man, it's like they're salty shreddies. So delish. I miss those. Lots of bread. Also a good option. Okay, we're at 23:09, which means we're going for another 6 minutes, and then I'm getting the hell offline so I can go to bed and not suck at work tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever, fella.
Hey, fella. Triscuits are good. Bettina knows where it's at. She knows.
These Cracker Barrel crackers. I think they're Cracker Barrel. Oh, they're pretty good.
Christy also likes Triscuits. I do like a Triscuit. A Trasket. Stop. Oh, I almost went deep into stupid dad joke pun crap there. Dad jokes. A little dad'll do ya.
How little?
Stupid. Well, I'm a little dad. I'm only 5'7".
It came out awfully slowly. It's like, yeah, I'm 5'7".
Well, I had to sort of figure it out because my driver's license is in centimeters.
If I just stand on my toes.
Tim says that Milton's everything crackers are good. I do not know them, but I must learn about them. Oyster crackers are addictive. I think that's what those rice cracker things are. I do like rice crackers. There's a Japanese epicerie. I don't know what an epicerie is. Grocery store. There's a Japanese grocery store over on Victoria Street, about 8 kilometers from me. I used to spend so much money in there, man. But like like, Japanese crackers, rice things, foods, but the snacks, I had to stop eating the snacks because you will poison yourself with that much sodium. But man, the flavors, there's like curry snacks, there's shrimp snacks, there's like soy chips, there's edamame in a bag that you just like so good.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. What's that from? Country Boy says, just mentions cheese and the whole side chat turns into a culinary master. Yeah, it's so true. I know whenever we play Sweet Caroline, there's that whole so good.
All right, I was mistaken. I said Cracker Barrel, but I'm going to share the cracker that I use.
Is it cracker? Oh, Breton. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, I understand.
They taste really good. They're made with real vegetables and have no artificial colors or flavors. I'm just reading the package right now. Garden vegetable.
Yeah.
Suggested serving. Oh, what is that?
Tomatoes.
Why did it was gotta put leaves on things?
Those leaves are good. Swiss chard, kale chips. Huh? Yeah.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, but chef's always gotta.
You sounded like a little one-stroke motor there.
But they always gotta dress it up. They always gotta add some greenery that you don't eat. You just kind of flick off. Try not to hit your neighbor.
Okay, Grace says dried cuttlefish, aka squid jerky, is pretty yummy. I have never even heard of such a thing.
Squid jerky?
Never heard of such a thing.
What?
I do like jerky.
What? Squid jerky. Hold on here. Let me find squid.
I like squid, but I like it to be crispy squid, like deep fried and breaded. I don't like it when it's all rubbery and shift. Bettina says Marks and Spencer's used to have really cool crisp flavors. Yeah. 2 more minutes, people. We are masters of our own domain, saith Tim. Bettina says anything pesto is good with cheese. I like pesto too. Camille loves pesto.
What?
We made pesto one night. What? Oh, squid jerky.
Squid jerky.
All right. I don't know. I would be a little squeamish, but it might be delish. Might be delish. Might not be. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Are you still looking for squid jerky?
I'm still looking at all the various types of squid.
Country Boy says that squid jerky isn't quite the same. I guess not. But Grace, like she says, man, it's really good. Okay. Country Boy agrees. It's tasty. All right.
Squid. Whoops. What did I click on?
It's tasty though, so yeah. I keep clicking on things. Bettina wants to try that. Yeah, sure. Get back to us.
I don't know. That looks kind of like pork rinds.
Yeah, like squid rinds. Crispy tentacles.
Meiwa vegan squid jerky.
Okay, no. So it's faux squid jerky.
Well,
faux means French. Faux is French for fake, by the way. Just letting you know.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Bettina, by the way, loves pork rinds. Fair enough. Okay, we're at 11:15, so I'm going to bed. This has been a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, for which I'm eternally grateful. Although it did go weird. Weird but fun.
A lot better at around 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Bettina says faux, not pho. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Pho. Weirdest name for food ever. Pho. I think you go for some pho right now.
I like a bit of pho, you know what I'm saying?
It's almost like you tried to say a word and just started and never completed it.
Right. So everyone have yourselves a great night. I hope to be awake next Tuesday. No, I'm going to be online. I may not be feeling well, but I'll do my damnedest to be online.
Wait. Sorry, Jess. What is your performance schedule?
Oh
If you don't
yeah,
mind me asking.
Friday we're 9:30. Well, we get there at like 8:30 or whatever, but we're 9:30 till 2:30 on Saturday morning. No, we'll probably be like 1:30. Saturday, same thing, 9:30 to probably 1:30, and then Sunday, probably 2 to 2. 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Yeah.
What's your? Sorry if you don't mind me asking, but like Friday, Saturday nights, what's your like? Do you get like one break in there for an hour or something?
2 breaks. Two shorter breaks. Yeah, we do 3 sets. It's funny because we're essentially there for about 5 hours, right? But that's including setup, takedown, 3 hour to an hour and a quarter sets with breaks in between.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and then that 2 to 2 on Sunday,
we would be starting at 2, so we'll probably be there at around noon, 1 o'clock on Sunday.
And then you get like breaks and lunch and stuff. Did they feed you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not great. They don't do their usual menu for on St. Patrick's Day, but they've usually got like burgers and stuff like that.
All right, I was just curious. Yeah, finish your thing.
Oh yeah, okay. So the outro reel. So yes, everyone between now and next week, for land's sakes, stay healthy, stay safe, stay sane, and be kind to one another.
And don't forget to pea soup.